Hi there, welcome again to Aaron's Wine Talk. This is wine number 22. Today we have a fantastic red wine provided by Ruben Kassar. He has a very very extremely small importation company called Passione Vino. Yes, I think Ruben has passion in order to import this style of wine. He's buying or importing wines from Puglia, one region for now, and then obviously he will diversify as he goes along and learns more about wine. The wine lake is so big that there's a lot to discover. But this grape is just totally extraordinary. This is my second time, I think. I'm tasting a Susumaniello, but from a different producer. But this wine is just simply amazing, and not many people drank this wine before. This is top quality, premium style. It is an indigenous grape for Puglia within the Salento Peninsula. It is IGT because it is not yet as recognized as a DOC, but eventually it will be. Excuse me. Very high level of alcohol, 15.5% level. And this Susumaniello grape is a very thick grape variety, thick skins that gives extreme high levels of tannin. But it needs to grow in a Mediterranean climate. In fact, the south of Italy, in Puglia, is a Mediterranean climate, very hot in summer, but the winters are mild and cold, but not that bitterly cold. But they have fantastic temperature variations, a good dual range between daytime and nighttime temperatures. The daytime temperature will be hot, but at night it will cool down thanks to the eastern breezes of the Adriatic Sea. And that cooling effect will help to give a beautiful level of acidity in the wine, which is at 5.6 grams per liter, which isn't bad for a quality black grape variety. Susumaniello is an ancient grape. It has been growing for ages in the region of Puglia. It grows only here, only there. They say it is a crossing of Sangiovese grapes from Tuscany, so it has the meatiness and the animal character of Sangiovese, and another crossing of, they say, some 10 different Italian varieties, but they don't know which crossing it is. In my opinion, this wine can be Sangiovese and Primitivo or Negro Amaro, because Primitivo and Negro Amaro grapes are typical indigenous grapes only to Puglia, growing only there, giving fantastic quality, and they are so full-bodied and thick-skinned that they can blend very well with the Sangiovese in order to make Susumaniello. Susumaniello comes from the word somaro, which means a donkey. It's not a donkey wine, but the word is fantastic because it gives a lot of high yields. The bunches are really big, thick skinned, but the yield is controlled by the producer. And these huge bunches of grapes is like it's giving grapes like a donkey, you know. So obviously it has that word Susumaniello coming from the word somaro. This is a vintage 2016, so it is already 4 years old. It is called Torre Testa, and it is made by a winery at Tenuta, and the Tenuta is called Tenute Rubino. In fact, in my research I done, the winemaker is known as Luigi Rubino, and I'm sure Ruben visited this winery, and I'm thinking that Ruben really selected a wine that is for everyone to enjoy at premium quality. If you like full-bodied, juicy, ripe, mouth-coating styles with animal and soil characteristics, you have it here. You don't find this grape anywhere else in the world, only in Puglia. Only now, since 2003, it has been growing quite well in the area, and Tenute and Rubino have about 13 hectares of land just for this single grape variety. 100% Susumaniello. This is the top level of his Susumaniello wines. He has another two, three styles of other wines. But this one is just utterly, flabbergastedly amazing. Yeah, there's no other word to describe this style of wine. The yields are kept in control. Very important because the yields are really, really high. So on pruning, they use a type of spur pruning to have 2 to 3 buds just on a short spur. And like that, you can control the amount of bunches of grapes. The soil helps that as well. It is mainly based on sand, but with calcareous type of soils, so that you get the roots that go down deep in the subsoil and collect the nutrients that they need. It gives excellent drainage, the sandy and calcareous style of soils. The town or province is Brindisi, which is very close to the sea. It is a seaside area as well. And winemaking is fantastic. It has been doing their winemaking just for ancient times. And Susumaniello is like going back to those ancient times in tasting an indigenous style of wine. To guess this wine blind is nearly impossible. It's very, very difficult. You need to drink a lot of Susumaniello in order to have this as a blind wine tasting. But I am sure that in the future, in the very near future, the Susumaniello grape will surely be at the top level in and recognized by the local and international consumer market. It is top quality and people should drink top quality wine. Uh, yes, the logo is like a sun, so obviously there's a lot of sun and heat. The grapes are picked quite late, so late harvesting grapes will ensure that the grapes are dried on the vine. So they pick like first week of October, very late picking to concentrate the sugars and the color and the tannins in the wine. And the sugars reach 15.5% alcohol. My God, that is really high. Then they are left to dry again for another 2 weeks. So it is like an appassimento style of wine, mainly on the vine. And like that, the concentration of color, as you can see, is seen in the glass. Look how tinted the legs are, ladies and gentlemen. When you swirl the glass, the legs are just totally red. So that also denotes an appassimento style, a jammy style of wine, and also the technique of drying the grapes on the vine or indoors or outdoors. You can have both styles. Yeah. This wine then is fermented on the skins, macerated, but at low temperatures, not very high, something like 22 to 24 degrees, just for 16 days. So this low temperature fermentation will ensure freshness for the acidity in the wine, which is at 5.6 grams per liter. I think there is enough color in the skins. In fact, not so much heat. Hasn't gone up above 24 degrees because not so much heat is needed to extract so much color from the skins of the grape. Amazing thick skins that are present here. I'm literally amazed on the color. It's totally deep intensity. Even more than deep is opaque. You don't just see anything. This wine can age for years, years, and years to come. Much more than 10 years just by looking it at in the glass. Yeah. After fermentation is done, the wine is to rest for 6 months in stainless steel tanks, and like that it starts to mature a bit. And then 12 months in French oak barrique, a French oak barrel, which gives that vanilla, tobacco, cedar wood, and that sweet spice complexity in the wine. And then, which has also a very fine grain. And then it is rested for another 12 months in the bottle. So it's nearly 3 years of aging, 2.5 years of aging before being released to the market. Yeah. So this wine has been released something like last year. Okay, appearance, nose and palate. We said the legs were tinted, that they are really long, as you can see, thick, long legs, indicating warm climate, indicating high levels of alcohol, and indicating excellent skin maceration from the skins of the grape. Amazing deep color. I'm really, really amazed. And the color is still purple. Amazing. It still didn't develop into ruby after 4 years. I think it will remain the same for another 2 years. And this wine is still too young to drink. I do like it like that, youthful in style, but definitely this wine, just by looking at it, will go on for more than a decade. Yeah, just by looking at it. Let us See if it does justice on the nose and the palate. Smelling it? Ah, just as it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is a total pronounced intensity. It hits you in the face. Black fruit at its best, black currants, black cherries, blackberries, blueberries, all forest fruits that you can ever imagine. Black plums, cooked stewed fruit, a lot of tertiary coming in of cooked stewed fruit of blackberries, licorice, pungent spice coming in, a lot of chocolate, a typical chocolate character. You can mistake in this to a good quality Shiraz or a good quality Primitivo. Very, very similar to a Primitivo and Negramaro style. Very difficult to say that this is Susumaniello. Amazing, huh? Secondary fermentation, it has of malolactic fermentation. So this wine is full malolactic, meaning that it is totally buttery, creamy, and smooth in style. That butter creamy texture gives it also signs of complexity. Amazing. Oak, smoky, toast, vanilla sweet spices, cigar box, tobacco. Every aroma you can imagine in oak and in wine, in a red wine, is there. There is earthiness, an earthy aroma, amazing. I love that dusty earthiness and minerality in this wine. And the tertiary of leather is already coming in. Too young to say this is an animal style, but it shows that there's leather. So leather is an animal wine giving game, meaty, savory aroma complexities, which means that in many years to come, the animal character will take over the fruit character. But it needs so much time. Let's check the acidity and the tannins to see the longevity of the wine. Totally dry. There's no sweetness. Acidity is high. I feel it on the sides of the tongue. It is concentrated. 15.5% alcohol should be burning. None at all, ladies and gentlemen. This is totally cream textured styles, total complexity. I get lots of sweet spices coming in, cinnamon, nutmeg, cumin. Wow. It is just literally flabbergasting. Yeah. Totally dry, acidity high, mouth watering, very good, keeps longevity. Tannins are extremely high, but they pull and they're very earthy and dusty styles of tannins. I love the softness and the ripeness of that high level of tannin. Extreme full bodied and concentrated. You need to match this wine with full bodied and full textured dishes, such as braising, stewed dishes, slow cooking dishes, umami in style. This wine is a total umami and a total animal that can keep on going for ages. You can trust this wine, literally. I think the intensity is both pronounced on the nose and on the palate, and that pronounced intensity deserves pronounced intense stews, like a beef stew, a lamb stew cooked for 6, 8 hours with cinnamon, nutmeg, cumin, lots of sweet spices, Indian stews, Indian curries. I feel it very much like a top quality primitivo, having that cloves, cinnamon, nutmeg style, and sweet spices. Very difficult to say this is Susumaniello. Extreme long finish. I still get it. Still get the animal character coming out. Still buttery. The oak is well integrated with the fruit and the alcohol and the tannin. The acidity is there. Wow, there is no fault in this wine. I think it is outstanding, the style of wine. It can keep on going for at least 10 years plus. In my opinion, this will have at least 25 years aging potential. So after 2016, if my maths is correct, this would be 2041. It will still be okay. Yeah, always stored in good conditions. That means 2041 is another 21 years from now. 15 degrees, horizontal position as always, and when you come to serve, 16 to 18. That would be the optimum temperature. 16 in summer, 18 would be a winter temperature. So be careful when you store and when you serve the wine that obviously the temperature conditions are optimum. I hope you enjoyed this Susumaniello by Tenute Rubino, which he calls Torre Testa, imported by Passione Vino Ruben Casal. Well done, excellent top quality, and definitely please try one day a Susumaniello. You would be totally satisfied and not be disappointed. Thank you very much.